Five, four, three, two, one. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's the Fantasy Typhoon, aka the sole proprietor of the Fantasy Typhoon Studios. Welcome to another episode of Can You Beat the Coin? I'm your humble host, the Fantasy Typhoon, aka the Mentalist, aka your favorite analyst. And this was a show devised by my good friend, as you can see here, Jeff Haseley of the world famous Football Guys. This is where we just simply flip a coin and we go through the spreads. We battle each other. We give good information, good content. So this is mostly for you guys that love to bet. If you like to put some money down on those lines and on those spreads, this show is for you. And without further ado, I bring on the creator of Can You Beat the Coin, Mr. Jeff Haseley. What's up, Jeff?
How's it going, Typhoon?
Hey, man, let's do it. Let's do week 10, man. Let's see if we can beat this coin.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, as always.
Absolutely, bro. You ready for me to bring it up?
Yeah, no, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go? All right, folks, here we go. As you can see, we have Thursday. Go ahead, Jeff. You go ahead and explain everything to the audience, please.
Yeah, so we already had our Thursday game here where the coin picked Tennessee. And, of course, Typhoon and I also took Tennessee, and we lost that game. So we're starting off a little bit in the hole. But if you're not familiar with this, what we do is we go through each of these games. And we use a coin flip to determine which pick the coin chooses. Heads is always the home team. And from that, once we have all of that, then Typhoon and I will make our picks. And we'll see if we can beat the coin. It's that simple. All right. You ready to go?
Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right. Let's start with the first game here. After Tennessee and Indianapolis, we've got Cleveland at home versus Houston. Cleveland's a 3.5-point favorite. So what we do here is we flip the coin, the virtual coin, and it's tails. So that's the road team. So we go here simply, and we take Houston plus 3.5. All right, excellent. So next one, Green Bay at home versus Jacksonville. And Green Bay's a 14.5-point favorite. Wow. Let's take a look and see who the coin likes. And the coin likes Jacksonville. Plus 14.5. All right. Moving on. And then, of course, once we're finished with this, we'll go over the games. And then Typhoon and I will make our picks. But we just want to show you what the coin picks. The Giants at home versus the Eagles, an NFC East clash. The Giants are 3.5-point underdogs at home. So again, home team is heads. It's heads. The Giants, interesting. All right. Carolina at home versus Tampa Bay. Seems like Carolina plays everybody tight. They've been, I think, what are they, 5-4 against the spread this year? So at 6.5 points, let's see what the coin likes. They like the home team, so they're taking Carolina plus the points. All right. Let's see, Detroit and Washington, the football team and Detroit. Detroit's at home. They're favored by 3.5. Here's the pick. And it's tails, so Washington. So Washington plus 3.5. Lots of pluses here on this column as you're looking at this so far here. The coin, not really liking the favorite. All right, let's take a look at this one here. Arizona versus Buffalo. Arizona at home. They're favored by 1.5. Here's the pick. All right, we got another underdog. So we got Buffalo plus the 1.5 in Arizona. All right, Las Vegas and Denver. Las Vegas, 5.5-point favorite. And the pick says, again, tails. Denver.
Wow.
Right?
The coin must know something.
Yeah, well, hey. The coin's due. The coin is due. They should be like 50-50, and they're not. So whatever. Miami and the Chargers. Miami is at home, 2.5-point favorite. Here's the pick. Another tails. We're going to go with the Chargers plus 2.5. And Pittsburgh at home versus Cincy. Pittsburgh 7.5-point favorite. Here's the pick. And it's heads. Well, the coin likes Pittsburgh. That's our second favorite of the week. So, there we go. The Saints at home versus the 49ers. 49ers, boy, they were stuck behind the 8 ball last week, weren't they, with all those injuries and the COVID restrictions?
Yeah,
and, of course, the Saints were world beaters against Tom Brady and the Bucs. This is going to be an interesting one. All right, so the Saints are 9.5-point favorites, and it's tails. So the coin likes the 49ers. Go figure, another underdog. Okay, Rams in Seattle. The Rams are favored. Seattle's lost 2 of the last 3. Interesting. Rams -1.5 at home. Here's the pick. It is the Rams -1.5. You like that pick or no? What do you think? Real quick.
Nope.
You couldn't get more quicker than that, right?
I know, right?
Patriots +7.5 at home versus the Ravens. That's tails. Ravens. Baltimore minus.
Ravens.
Yeah, I like when Chris Berman does that with the Raiders. He's like, the Raiders. Oh, man, I'll never forget that guy. All right, let's see. Bears at home versus Minnesota. And we're going to go with Soda. Minnesota minus the 2.5, even though they're on the road. All right, so those are our picks. Take a look. What do we got? How many favorites? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 favorites out of, what is that? 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games. All right, so here's what we do is we make these picks. You want to go ahead with your first pick? And it doesn't matter. We can both have the same pick. I'm just kind of curious what you think. You can make your first pick. I'll give you that.
Let's see. What's the first one? Houston and
Cleveland. Houston, yeah, we'll go through them in order.
Houston and Cleveland. Let me find it on my algorithm.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm using algorithms, folks. I'm taking my heart and my mind and what I see as an NFL analyst out of the game. I'm going strictly by what the numbers tell me. Overall team rating goes to the Texans, saying that they're a better overall team. Defense goes to Cleveland, and offense goes to the Texans. What is that? +3. My algorithm has a +1.5 for Houston.
Sounds like you're going to take Houston plus the points.
No, I'm taking Cleveland.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Cleveland. My algorithm has a +1.5 for Houston, and it's a +3.5. So that means I need to take Cleveland.
Well, no, Houston's getting points. So if Houston is favored by 1.5 in your algorithm, that's good. You getting Houston +3.5 means that even if Cleveland wins by 3 points, you still win.
But wouldn't it be better if I go ahead and take the under? Take Cleveland, because it's 3.5 for me to win in this.
Yeah, that means the Cleveland has to win by 4 points in order for you to win. 4 points or more.
Right. So I think I'd be better safe with Cleveland, being able to having that 3.5 point cushion as opposed to that 3.5 with Houston.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take Houston. I'm going to take them plus the points. I think it's a fairly evenly matched game. Cleveland could have a stronger rushing output, especially with David Johnson out. Duke Johnson looks like he's going to get the start. I'm not sure how many carries he's going to have. How this seems like a big Deshaun Watson type of game where the passing game is going to be early and often. If that's the case, I kind of like Houston to put up some points. Hence the reason why I like getting 3.5 points. So that's my pick. All right.
So folks, I have a show coming up next called Freestyle Fridays, and I go over my running back rankings, and I'll just say this right quick. Nick Chubb returned. Hopefully he returns. Is he returning? looks like he's playing, right?
That's the plan. He's expected to play. So it's kind of like along the same lines as where McCaffrey was last week. It's kind of like, well, is he going to play? How much is he going to play? That kind of thing. He's expected to play. But, I mean, who knows? You never know when it comes down to it. I still think he plays, but
even if he doesn't play, Kareem Hunt can still handle that load. This is a horse defense against the run. It's a plus 28, which is outrageous as far as running back rankings in favor of the Browns. So if you guys have Kareem Hunt, fire that dude up. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to move into fantasy.
No, that's good.
This. I just wanted to put that out there because the numbers are so skewed towards the Browns having a good running back day that I just had to bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. All right, so let's move on to the next game. By the way, I took Houston for the reasons I gave. Green Bay, 14.5-point favorites at home versus Jacksonville and Jake Luton, or Luton. What's the proper way to say his name?
I say Luton. Luton of the Luton.
All right. So, I mean, he had a gorgeous throw to DJ Shark last week. First
beautiful
of the game.
Beautiful.
It was a beautiful throw. I mean, that's all he did. He had another interception later in the game. And, it's Green Bay's a tough team, especially against the pass. Against the run, that's a slightly different story. It kind of leans James Robinson having a decent game. But this is the Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard is returning to this game. Aaron Jones is a week out or 2 weeks now after returning. So I don't know. Green Bay, 14.5 points is a lot, but I mean, if they win
basically
30,
that's like a 17-point win. They got to win by 17, right?
Yeah, like 30 to 14 or something like that, right? Actually, that's 16, and then that would still cover. So yeah, boy, I think
that's a tough one, man.
On what we think Luton can do.
That's a lot of points, Joe.
It is. But it's
Green Bay's at home. Green Bay.
Green Bay minus the 14.5.
Green Bay's at home. It's 10% rain. Wind is at 29 miles per hour.
Oof.
So that's favorable. That's favorable for a good passing day. Wind shouldn't have any factors. Let's see. Let me give you the algorithm, folks. Overall team rating, Green Bay is up by 9. So that's massive for my algorithm. Defensive rating, once again, plus 8 to the Packers. Offensive rating, once again, it's a plus 6. That comes to a plus 12. So I got a plus 12 for the Packers.
Yeah, you also have to figure that Jacksonville is going to throw some interceptions, have some turnovers. That could give Green Bay an extra possession or two. And if they can score on 50 to 60% of their possessions, we're talking about upwards of 30 points here. So that's why I think that Green Bay can do it. I think they can pull it off. So I went with the 14.5. Your take?
I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm just going by the numbers, man.
All right.
No heart, no analyst. Just going with the numbers.
No, that's good. All right, let's move on to the Giants and Eagles. Eagles are getting pretty much everybody back. Lane Johnson's coming back. Miles Sanders coming back. Jalen Reagor is another week of practice involved with the team, so he's looking like he could probably have a role in the second half of the season. The Giants are still the Giants, although Wayne Gallman now coming off of 3 consecutive games with a touchdown. How about that? Devontae Freeman had a little bit of a setback this week. Unsure if he'll be able to play. If so, will he play a lot? Daniel Jones still having troubles, especially with the turnovers here. I'm leaning Philadelphia on the road at the Giants. I think they win by a touchdown. So I'm going to take Philly minus the 3.5.
Well, taking all my knowledge and my heart and what I think out of the situation, My algorithm has Philadelphia as a 0.5 favorite.
Tight.
So I'm taking the Giants.
Okay. See, this is why we do this. I like this. Look, we're only right on one, and that was Tennessee. We both missed that one.
Right. We both missed
We're
it.
only matched. We're only having the same pick on one. All right, Carolina plus 6.5 against Tampa Bay. Carolina's at home. Last time they played, Tampa Bay won 31-17, but it was closer than that. It came down to the end. Carolina coming off of a moral victory against the Chiefs, even though they didn't win 33-31. They seem to play well when they're the underdog, and especially as a home underdog. I kind of like the 6.5 points here. Could they possibly win? Sure. I think Carolina is capable of beating anybody, anytime. They're not going to have McCaffrey. Looks like they get Jeremy Chin back, though, on defense. Their star-studded rookie safety. The question, though, is can they – I mean, Carolina has forced 2 punts in the last 3 games. That's horrible. But they do a good job. They do a good job in the red zone as far as keeping opponents from scoring touchdowns. They allow a lot of field goals. I'm still, you know what? I'm still taking Carolina plus the 6.5 on this. I'm curious to see what you think.
I thought this would be the one where we would agree. My algorithm has a plus 7.5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, simply because the defenses are night and day difference between each other. Carolina's defense is like in the red, and Tampa Bay defense is pretty much in the green. And I'm going Tampa. I thought this would be the one we would agree on, Jeff. I thought that was the one.
Pretty well, I think. Well, I mean, I totally get it. I do. I just think Carolina, they like to keep games tight. I mean, they have a lot of games where they've lost by 7 or less, or they've won, right? So, we'll see. They're 3-3 without McCaffrey in the lineup.
They looked good last week. I mean, they stood up to the Chiefs. They stood up to them. But that was last week, though.
That was last week. Exactly. We'll see. No, honestly, the Carolina, their offense is playoff caliber. Their defense is not. And as I just said before about the punts, I mean, they are the number 32nd team in the league in plays allowed per drive, 7.0 plays allowed per drive. And they also have the I think it's the 31st worst percentage on defense allowing first downs on third down. So third down conversion. They can't get off the field defensively, and that's what hurts them. We'll see what happens here with Tom Brady. Of course, I mean, shoot, he did not look that great against the Saints. I imagine he's going to come out and try to do whatever he can to rectify that. But Carolina's at home, 6.5-point dog. I kind of like it for a team that plays well as a dog. But anyway, we've spent a lot of time on that one. Let's move on. Detroit and Washington. Detroit at home, 3.5-point favorite. Washington's kind of struggled lately. They've got Alex Smith playing now at quarterback. He had 3 interceptions last week. He had a gorgeous toss to Terry McLaurin, though. And I don't know. These teams are – I think they're both kind of leaning the other way. Like the needle's pointing down for both. The game's in Detroit, 3.5 points. Oh, boy. I think Detroit can cover the 3.5, but I'm not too sure of that, but I'm going to take them anyway. Lions minus 3.5.
Well, folks, my algorithm has this as a pick'em game.
Right?
It means it's even.
So that means that's favoring Washington.
So I guess if you go by the old school and you give that home, well, no. Usually you give when it's a pick'em, you give the home team. I mean, the home team is the one that gets that extra 0.5 just for being at home.
That makes
But
sense. That makes sense.
I don't know what to do with this.
Flip a coin.
I mean,
we did that. They took Washington, the coin.
the coin took Washington.
Yep.
I'll take Washington.
All right.
I'm doing with the coin. I'm agreeing with the coin on that one.
Probability.
No. Stop.
What?
Take that off. Give me Detroit. That's a +3. I'm sorry. I can't take. No. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go back. Yeah, the +3 is what I want.
All right. Are you sure?
Yeah, I want. So that means as soon as the game is kicked off, Washington has 3.5.
Yes. Detroit would have to win by 4 in order for them to cover. So if Detroit wins by 3 or less, Washington, you get the win with Washington +3.5.
Let's do it.
All right. Glad we got that ironed out. All right. Arizona at home versus Buffalo. Buffalo coming off a big win at home against Seattle. I mean, they pretty much handed Seattle that game. I mean, they were leading throughout. Arizona, 1.5 point favorite at home. Man, I'm taking Buffalo here. Give me the points, Buffalo. I like what they're doing. They kind of had a little bit of a letdown a little bit earlier in not the last game, but the previous 2 games. But maybe they righted the ship there against Seattle. I don't know. Arizona is beatable. You can beat Arizona. However, you just got to maintain Kyler Murray and contain him, right? So I think Buffalo's defense can show up. I think the Bills win. I'm taking them. Buffalo +1.5.
Well, my algorithm has, folks, overall team rating for both teams pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage goes to Buffalo on defense. And let's see, the algorithm at the end gives me a -3.5 for Buffalo. So I'll take the +1.5 for Buffalo all day, every day.
All right. I like it. We're both synonymous here.
Finally.
Right. Nice. Okay, moving on. Raiders at home versus division rival Denver. And we're talking about Drew Lock versus Derek Carr. Raiders at home, 5.5 point favorite. The coin like Denver. And I don't know. I know this is a divisional battle, and these games kind of come down to the end, which makes me want to pick Denver, getting 5.5 points in this game, meaning that the Raiders need to win by 6 points or a touchdown. Jeez. I don't know. Drew Lock just seems to not be able to get the job done. I don't know. I see this game as like a 17-10 or a 21-13 type of game. So you know what? I'm going to take the Raiders minus the 5.5. I know that's a lot, but I think they're the better team and they're at home. So taking Las Vegas minus the 5.5.
Division rivals, man. Division rivals.
I know.
Algorithm here. Believe it or not, Denver has an better overall rating by 5 points.
What?
It has an overall defensive rating by 6. Has an overall offensive rating +1. So Denver is better all across the board. So basically, it's telling me Denver as a -4.5.
Wow.
So if you're going to skew that backwards the other way and give me a +5 for Denver, I'm taking it all day, every day.
Wow, that's surprising. I don't see Denver as being, that good of a team. Sorry, Broncos fans. Drew Lock just scares me. I see turnovers from him, and I see not a lot of production. So that's why I took the Raiders. I think, like I said, I think it's like a 21-14 type of game, 20-13, 17-10, something like that. Fairly low scoring. But,
who knows?
Who knows?
That's why they play the game any given Sunday.
The game. All right, Miami at home versus the Chargers. Tua Tagovailoa is Tungavailoa, I guess is how you say it, is 2-0 in his career. Miami has been playing pretty well, especially defensively. They're like a quietly good defensive team. The Chargers find ways to lose. It's unbelievable. I mean, here's Justin Herbert, one of the better rookie quarterbacks, one of the better quarterbacks even. You could put him in the top 10 since over the last few weeks. Miami's defense is impressive. I think they get the job done. I'm going to take Miami 2.5. I think they're making waves in the AFC East. I think it's coming down to Buffalo and Miami. I think Miami I don't know if this is a statement game really, but I think they take care of business. So I'm going to take the Dolphins minus the 2.5.
Well, algorithm, folks. Chargers a +9 as far as just the overall team, the composition of the special teams, offense and defense. Then you separate the defense. Chargers has a better defense by what? A +13.
What? Surprising.
Then you have offense for the Chargers by a +6. No, a +7. So algorithm says Chargers should be a -5.5.
Wow.
I don't do Andy Lynn. I can't do Andy Lynn. I can't do it. Give me Miami. This is me talking. I can't do Andy Lynn. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Can you do Justin Herbert? Can you do Keenan Allen?
I can do. I love all of that, but if they get a big lead, they'll start cruising, and then here comes Miami in the fourth quarter, making those plays, and then next thing you know, Andy Lynn is out of control, and you can't come back, and next thing you know, you lose again. I can't go against history. He's going to lose.
Fair enough. All right, we both like Miami. All right, moving on. Pittsburgh at home versus Cincinnati. Pittsburgh had that tough battle against Dallas last week.
Yeah, against my team, against my Cowboys. And that's the only time they let me down all year is that game. Pittsburgh has won everything except for that one.
Yeah, pretty much. They're dealing with some COVID restrictions themselves, but it looks like Ben Roethlisberger is going to play, right? Because he was negative. He tested negative. 7.5 points against division rival Cincinnati and Joe Burrow and Joe Burrow's passing game. They still don't have Joe Mixon, so it's a healthy dose of Giovanni Bernard as well as a combination of their passing game from their trio of receivers, Tyler Boyd, AJ Green, and T. Higgins. Man, I think Pittsburgh's defense is just too good. I think that they could possibly limit Cincinnati to 10 to 14 points and then score 24 at least. I'm taking the Steelers. I mean, we've done it so much so far this far. So might as well keep it up. Go ahead, man.
Actually, my algorithm has this as exactly what the spread is. It's a -7.5. So I'm
going to win by
10,
8, 9, something like that, right? So
I'm going Steelers, man.
Steelers. Why not? Undefeated team. Last one remaining. Okay. Saints and 49ers. Now, in my Survivor League, I'm a perfect 9-0. This week, I took the Saints to go 10-0. I have lost, I think, maybe the last 2 Survivor Leagues by taking the Saints. So,
really?
Oh, yeah. The Saints will, it's funny because you think, I don't remember exactly what game it was, but maybe it was like the Falcons or something, right? Some game where they're expected to win and then they lose. I don't know what it was last year. I forget. Or even the year before. I can't tell you, though, that it bothers me selecting the Saints this week. So I'm going to take the 49ers plus the 9.5 points to kind of hedge my own bet. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, I get it. Last week against the Packers, I mean, they put up a goose egg. not score wise, but just effort. And it wasn't necessarily because of the play. I mean, they had injuries. Of course, George Kittle was out. They had all the COVID restrictions. Brandon Ayuk didn't play. There's no Deebo Samuel. The defense was also affected. I just don't think that a Kyle Shanahan led coached team is going to have like back-to-back goose eggs like that. So I'm going to take the 49ers to keep it close. We'll see. We'll see. Teams sometimes, they get a little cocky. They just beat the Buccaneers, right? They whooped them. Who knows? Maybe San Francisco covers here. I'm gonna take them.
Actually, algorithm has this as pretty much a close game, as like a plus 2.5. I'm sorry, a minus 2.5 for the Saints.
Okay.
Overall team rating 1 point more plus 1 for the Saints. Better defensive for the 49ers, and then skewed once again to the Saints as far as offense. So algorithm says I should take the 49ers.
Okay.
So
we're both
I'll go ahead and take the 49ers.
Both hitching our wagons to Kyle Shanahan's club. No Raheem Mostert this week. Looks like he's going to come back after their bye, which is next week. So he'll be back for week 12.
Yeah.
Yep. So that means we're going to see McKinnon and we're going to see James Hasty. Hello, JaMychal Hasty. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. And the Saints get, of course, Michael Thomas back. He was back last week. He wasn't necessarily his old self, but maybe it takes a little bit of time for him to come back. Maybe this is the week where he takes off. We'll see. All right, moving on. Rams at home versus the Seahawks. 1.5 point favorite for the Rams. Pretty much close to a pick'em game. They're the home team. Seattle's a better team, in my opinion. But this is a divisional game, and this is a divisional game at Los Angeles in SoFi. I don't see a conscious where I can take the Rams here. I'm taking Seattle plus the 1.5 points. I mean, shoot, they're getting points. Seattle.
Well, algorithm has Seattle as a better overall team by +5.
Okay.
Defense is better, +2 for the Rams, and offense is a better +7 for the Seahawks. And for the Seahawks to half point? Yeah, the Seahawks is a plus 1.5?
Right. So the Seahawks are getting points. If the Rams win by 1, Seattle still wins.
I gotta take it. I gotta take Russell. I gotta throw everything, all the algorithm out the door and give me Russell Wilson. I don't care.
Russell Wilson. There you go. If I was playing that game, if I had a bet slip on this, I mean, how do you not take Seattle? How do you not take Seattle getting 1.5 points? I wonder if that line has changed since CBS gave us their lines. But anyway, yeah, glad we both like Seattle. Let's move on. All right, the Patriots barely skirted by against the Jets last week. Against the Ravens, Baltimore. Baltimore is a 7.5 point favorite on the road. Can Baltimore beat the Patriots in New England? Yes, they can. Can they beat them by 7.5 points? That's what I'm not sure of. I think that Bill Belichick will have something in store for Lamar Jackson. I think he knows how to play him. They're not going to have Stephon Gilmore back because it looks like he's not quite ready yet. That would have been nice. Boy. I think Cam Newton gets exposed here. I'm taking the Ravens minus 7.5. I hate to do it, but I think they cover. I think Baltimore covers. I think they have enough, and New England doesn't have enough. Ravens.
Algorithm, folks, has this. This shouldn't even be a contest. It has the Ravens better in all three phases by a tremendous amount. Actually, algorithm gives me a minus 13.5
Choo.
as far as the difference. So I'm taking Baltimore.
All right. There we go. Maybe this is the game where Lamar Jackson just has a big outing and he starts his second half off with a bang.
Yeah, this isn't your regular Patriots.
Bears at home versus the Vikings, Monday Night Football, NFC North. The Bears are getting 2.5 points at home. The Vikings have been playing good lately, man. 2.5 points isn't that much. Division rival. Dalvin Cook, much better player. Chicago has the worst run offense in the league, 32nd in the league. I'm taking Minnesota here, minus the 2.5. I don't care if it's Chicago, at Mike Ditka's backyard, wherever. I'm taking the Vikings to beat the Bears by more than 3 points.
Let's see. Algorithm has this as a minus 3.5 Chicago. So I'm taking Chicago.
Okay.
And the +2. Now I got a question. I got a fantasy question for you right quick. Now that we finished. Yeah. I'm starting Foles. I have Patrick Mahomes, and I didn't really, plan for Mahomes to be out. Right. So I kind of picked up Foles a couple of weeks ago, just trying to find something to play. Should I play Glutton or Foles?
Foles.
Okay.
I think you play Foles. He's got the home game. The Vikings are pretty,
You said that quick. Thank you.
Well, the Vikings' pass defense is vulnerable, and I think Foles can find his guys there. Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller, Jimmy Graham. See, I think four of those guys that I just mentioned, I think will have decent games. I think Minnesota wins the game. I think they're going to have a lead in this game, which also favors Foles. Dalvin Cook has been running really well lately. I think Minnesota's going to have the time of possession in this. I think Foles will give you at least one touchdown, perhaps two, maybe even three when it comes to the second half. So I would lean with Foles there over Luton, whatever his. We got to figure out. We got to effort that and find out what he likes to be called. But anyhow, for now, yeah, I would go with Foles there.
All right, done deal.
All right, well, that's pretty much our show in terms of our picks. We're going to find out how we did next week, and when we get ready to do week 11. Any parting thoughts?
We'll see, man. We'll see. I really want to go back and change to Pittsburgh. I'm feeling it in my bones, but
you want Cincinnati there? You want them getting the points?
Nah, that's my heart talking. I got to go with the numbers.
Yeah, right.
I really want to change that, man, because Cincinnati's starting to play a little football now. They starting to gel a little bit.
Yeah, they beat the Titans. Of course, they had a bye last week, but the previous week they beat Tennessee. That was a big shocker.
And Pittsburgh always play down to their opponent.
Yeah, they can. Then
they've
what
done
they
that.
Do is then they squeak out the spread at the end of the game.
Except for last week. But nah. Y'all go ahead, man. Change it. Give me Cincinnati, man. Change.
You want the Bengals?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This is me doing this.
Okay.
This is my small mind against numbers.
Okay. It's good.
I'm taking that 7.5, man. Cincinnati can play some good football.
I think if I had to change one, it might be Cleveland and Houston. But I'm rolling with Deshaun Watson. I think that either they have enough to outlast the Browns, or they have enough to come with a backdoor cover of 3.5 points. So
the thing I like there is Houston has no pass rush, so Baker's just going to stand back there and pick them apart.
Outside of J.J. Watt, yeah, you're right.
JJ Watt's not JJ no more. Uh, and
his wattage has decreased.
yeah, his wattage is down. And on top of that, Houston's run defense and is almost bottoming.
Houston is the team that you want to start your fantasy players against, whether it's the pass, the run, special teams, whatever.
There you go. There you go. It is. It really is.
But that's why I think that they might be able to keep pace. We'll see. If I'm right, I think this is a fairly high scoring game. 30 to 20 something.
Well, before the game starts, I got 3.5.
That's right.
I'm already up.
Well, you took Cleveland, so you're down. They have you mean Houston?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So I'm good there.
All right. Well, that's it. That's our show. Any other thoughts before we tie a bow on this?
That's it, man.
All right.
Good.
Sounds good to me. All right. Well, then we'll see you next week when we look at week 11. Thanks for having me.
All right, folks. We'll see you week 11. And this has been another episode of Can You Beat the Coin?